Hello, everybody. I'm here with Stephanie Gutnik, who is the Global Head of Digital Out of Home at Yahoo. Stephanie, hi.
Hi, Adrian.
Good to see you once again.
Likewise, I understand we're about to talk about Miami
We
and
are talking
AdTECH
about
out of home.
we're talking about Miami. So let's start. Well, that's what we're going to talk about. You come up with the idea last year during our COVID lockdown of taking some of our AdTech events a little bit further afield. For the listener or the viewer, most people don't know that Stephanie's been helping us since 2016 with the AdTech conferences. Some of the ideas that we've adopted are very much hers. We started off in London in 2016. We did 2 events there, moved to Amsterdam. Last year, even during COVID, we did 5 in-person events, and this year we have 8. And we have 8 because we've got 3 events in New York. 2 of them are new, Miami and LA, which are both Stephanie's ideas. So Stephanie, tell us a little bit about the idea of putting an event on in Miami in April.
Well, thank you for passing along the credit, but I think it's mutual, and that's what I really enjoy about our partnership is just constantly pushing each other and the industry to think about what's next. And Adrian, you definitely identified a gap in terms of what the out-of-home industry has been focusing on when it comes to conference and discussion material. Miami is a market that has been booming as of late from a variety of different perspectives. And that's definitely where we need to be to have a conversation about marketing to Hispanic audiences, as well as embracing LATAM. Miami's usually a point where people from North America can do business with LATAM markets and vice versa. And we have really exciting panel and agenda of speakers who are flying in from different markets in the LATAM region, as well as representing the local business in Miami.
Right. Now, we haven't really started marketing the AdTech Miami event just yet, but we've had quite a few orders. You're right. We've got people flying in from Mexico and further afield, so outside the North America. Tell us a little bit about the agenda. We've got quite an exciting keynote because we've got Place Exchange. You've just done a big deal with Clear Channel in Latin America.
Yes, so Yahoo and Place Exchange are partners, and Place Exchange has recently announced this deal with they've recently entered LATAM, announced a deal with Clear Channel. So we had to incorporate them into the agenda to hear more about why they're expanding into the market. So Place Exchange's CEO is going to kick us off with a keynote, and we'll also have a panel hosted by Place Exchange with Clear Channel, with Yahoo, to talk about some of the campaigns that are being run in the region. And in particular, there's a really good one that Yahoo actually ran for Volvo. So we're going to be showing a little video about that. And it's a Cannes nominee.
Okay, so there's some autofocus on that one as well then.
Yes, there is. That's why we've called it Driving Digital Out of Home Adoption.
Okay. Very clever on the agenda. Good. And then we've got some locals. We've got Liliana, I think from Adsmoville, who's put together a really nice LATAM focused agenda. Havas and a few others, I think, are on the panel talking about.
Liliana's a powerhouse, and she's very excited again about the attention being brought to the market. So she has brought in some heavy hitters who also have very great insights about what's needed to further amplify how digital out of home is included in the media mix in Miami, in LATAM. So we have the EVP portfolio lead for North America, Havas, is one of the speakers. We also have the LATAM CFO for Sony, so just really great advertiser perspectives.
Mm-hmm. That's quite big then. That's good. And then one of the things that we're trying to do as we move around, obviously we're in Miami for just half a day here, but there's a couple of other events. The DPAA are doing an event the night before for members only, I think, as well, which is good, which is advertised elsewhere.
Again, a testament to just had to pick a place and a time to have these discussions, and the industry is really embracing this. So the DPAA is hosting a cocktail hour, members only, with some great speakers as well. So that's the night before and allows everybody to get ready for the conference day.
And the other thing that we've tried to do is, like we do when we do New York Digital Signage Week or London, try and link it in somehow to the actual city which is hosting us. So Swift Mile, well known for their electric vehicle scooter charging points. They've got a few in Europe as well now. Berlin, I think, is the big hub in Europe, but they've got quite a few all over North America. They've got some in stores in Miami. We've got Joel who many people will know because he's got a history in outdoor industry. He's the VP in charge of the digital out of home stuff. He's also speaking about electric vehicle charging and how that links in with advertising and sales and things on the agenda.
Again, it's another really relevant topic these days, with people being very environmentally conscious, as well as with the price of gas going up at the moment. It's very timely for him to be talking about their business.
And we've got Hivestack. So Hivestack are making announcements. There's normally a week doesn't go by without some Hivestack announcement of something going on. I think last year they announced that they were setting up shop in Mexico, the country, I think not the city, because I think it's just outside of Mexico City. But we've got their VP of demand, Carla, who's flying in to have a chat with somebody, do a fireside conversation.
Absolutely, with the Sightline regional lead from Zaxxas. So again, very much agency focused in this conversation.
Okay. So out of all the events you've done, I think Stephanie has chaired all of our AdTech conferences around the world, apart from one, Stephanie. You've never chaired the one in Sydney.
No.
We may need to fix that somehow one day. You are global head of DOOH after all, but the one in Sydney is now in its 4th year. It's the only one you've not attended. COVID doesn't help for the last 2 years, but you've never chaired that one.
Right.
You've put a really good agenda for this one. The agendas are getting more client, more brand, and more agency focused, aren't they? We're no longer having people standing up and saying, this is the year of programmatic. We're getting real case studies now.
What I love about the history and the change that's happened in a relatively short amount of time, you mentioned we started this in 2016. At that time, the conversation was, what is programmatic? How do we bring it into digital out of home? And it was very much a pitch on both sides to publishers to onboard their supply to SSPs in the space, as well as for buyers to start using DSPs to bring digital out of home into their media mix. We've passed that stage. Mm-hmm. And what I love about these conferences is they're intimate, 80, 100 people of executive level, split very evenly across publishers, buyers, tech platforms. And the conversation, again, is very honest and geared to action items that we can all go back to work with and implement. So what I'm expecting is to have conversations, as we typically do, about heated topics, ones where people have different opinions, and how we go about either addressing them or fixing them or perfecting them. And I think there will be a lot of audience engagement, which is what this is all about, really.
Brilliant. Okay. And then we're not going to talk about today, but you've got Toronto pretty soon after that in May. And then you and I will be thinking about New York during New York Digital Signage Week, October the 11th, I think it is, for a week. And then we've got LA on November the 15th, I believe, just before Thanksgiving. So you're going to be busy.
It's really exciting. Again, everything that I'm hearing from people who have attended previous events or would like to get involved is positive. So the fact that we already have people who attended the Toronto event in October raising their hands to get involved with this event coming up just shows the impact that it has. And I'm just looking so forward to seeing everybody in person.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Stephanie, I've taken up enough of your time because as well as running our events, you've got a day job to do at Yahoo. So I'll leave you to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adrian.